season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the home of the USC Trojans, the storied Los Angeles Coliseum. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Louisville Cardinals, taking on the 22nd ranked team in the land, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Trojans have been waiting and finally the moment is coming in the opening of the season. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Looking for a man. It's Ramsey. It's complete on the right side. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. All right, guys, let's talk for a minute about Louisville. They start the season in the top 10. Ideal position to make a run, but what do they need to avoid?
Well, I think you avoid the talks about me and where we're at, because that doesn't matter. This team's got a lot to prove. It's a very talented team, but they got to start the season off fast. That first impression makes a big deal in all these voters, Jesse.
Yeah, I think a lot of these players are hungry to prove that top 10 ranking is legit. But talking to some of their guys too, David, they actually feel like they're not ranked high enough. They actually feel disrespected being where they are, which is pretty amazing considering this is already a really great jumping point. I can't wait to see how they play today.
Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first.
There he goes. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior. Makes a play after the grab.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
Try to get it to the edge. Nice move to keep running. Found a little running room, and they get him stopped after a pickup of 6 to the 32. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today. Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Makes the grab.
Simple pitch, simple catch, easy little drag route right over the field. It's a nice timing route. You can run it versus man, or you can run it versus zone and have a lot of success.
Here comes 2nd down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. To the air, it's Ramsey. Grabs the screen around all kinds of defenders. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
And a nice job separating by the slot receiver on that in route. Man-to-man coverage, he put his foot in the ground and created a little bit of separation. That made that play work.
Big 3rd down in the red zone, and this crowd is getting behind this defense. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains.
when you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that.
Handoff from the gun. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Third down play from the gun. Under fire. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Louisville! They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better.
I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. There was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they made a statement.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Behind the big guys on the right. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Back to pass, it's Nelson. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
He's got it. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Unloads to the wideout. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the 1st down.
He makes it look so routine out there, just plucking passes in this offense. When you think about the success the Trojans have had offensively in the past and certainly in more recent times, it always feels like there's got to be at least one receiver in this offense in the discussion for best in the country. This guy, I think, can be that.
And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this 1st quarter. That's the end of the period, and Louisville has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. And the Trojans with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll give it to the back. Powers through the defender. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
I'll tell you, this running back, he is running behind an offensive line that is playing in unison right now, doing a great job communicating pre-snap. They're getting hats-on hats in the run game.
The Trojans will snap it on 1st and 10. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Under fire. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on first down in the red zone. All right, guys, let's think big picture USC. At some point, with all of the transfer portal talk and guys going in and out, you can score one for continuity with this ball club, can't you, David?
That means your system and your culture is working. Because these guys so often are just going for the next opportunity, the next bag of money. Nice job. They kept their guys that they recruited, that they love.
Yeah, it sounds so cliche, but these players really have bought in to this coaching staff and the message and what they're preaching. They all believe they could do something very special this season.
Might be changing the route. Back to throw, it's Nelson. Touchdown, Trojan! Quick strike through the air for the score. The extra point here would tie the game. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Fielded in the end zone. It's Hughes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Offense is headed back out on the field. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Makes the catch.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
And the Cardinals can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Turning it on. All the way out to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 15.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum, and this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Move the tight end. Looking to throw, it's Ramsey. Pocket breaking down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
You just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. The Cardinals will send out the punt unit. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets two. He's down at the 21.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Gonna let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. And the Trojans will try to pin them back with the punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stops. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. To the air, it's Ramsey. Zings it complete to the right. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quarterback moving. And to get rid of it quickly.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. Makes the catch. It's Allen. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
And the Cardinals have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw again. Skips away from pressure. Wide open downfield. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect and keep the drive going.
And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2. And the D denied them on 2nd and goal. They'll run it to the left, looking for the touchdown here. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Looking downfield, it's Ramsey. Swings it out to his running back. And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line. Almost a touchdown, but not in there yet. Didn't get enough to move the sticks, but enough to leave them with the decision.
And the defense did a great job understanding the sticks, rallying to the football, getting them on the ground. And you're right, Reese. 4th and short, that means decision time, or for us, green light. Go for it.
They come to the line of scrimmage full of guts, passing on the field goal attempt that would give them the lead and going for the touchdown on 4th down. Quarterback sneak, trying to get a push. Scores on the sneak.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one. Downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
He might want another play. Dropping back, it's Nelson. Fires to the wideout. That's caught. It's Jordan. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Looking downfield on first down. Looking to buy time. Creates a little room. They stop him at the 42, but they get it across midfield. Pick up 10 and the first down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll move the wide receiver. Oh, not able to hold his water, and the offense will have it stepped off against them. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. After the shower of flags, it's 1st and 15 for this offense. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. He wants to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
Every week we have these tips and tendency charts. We know what formation they like to run certain routes. They know what their favorite routes are by certain guys. You could tell the secondary was unbelievably dialed in. Defensive line got no pass rush, but they were sticking with their guys in the back end, and they forced the INT.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. To the air, it's Ramsey. Throws toward the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Cardinals will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here. Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David. They're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to press. Just try to get scoring drives together. Don't abandon the run.
Wants to go up top on first down. Working that left side. There he goes. He's a touchdown, USC. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. Extra point here will tie the game.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. Working that wide receiver screen. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Touch pass on the run. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have pushing passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
And the Cardinals send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They evened things up the last time they had him. The defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. Use the play fake, now to throw. All kinds of time to survey the field, and he'll let it go to the left. Heaves it into trouble, and he finds trouble with the pick. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
That's a great job in the back end in coverage. They knew coming into today that they were going to be challenged by this group of wide receivers, and they knew they were going to have to be able to run stride for stride with them and make plays. They weren't able to get pressure on that last one, but because of the coverage at the back end,
oh, he's got some space. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
The Cardinals come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. To the air, it's Ramsey. Quarterback strolling away from heat. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
Got a good one going here. All tied up in the third. It's 2nd and 10. Motion from the back. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Caught over the middle, it's Hayes. Finds a crease at the 20. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield and he moves the sticks.
They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. It's complete to the right. Touchdown, Cardinals. And that one will give them the lead. These two have spent plenty of time together. That was almost telepathic, David.
No doubt, and quarterbacks and wide receivers throw all offseason to get on the same page. You can see he hits them in stride. That's why he gets the touchdown.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Notre Dame is running away with this one today, thanks to an offense that is more than waking up the echoes. They're up 14 over Wisconsin. We'll circle back to this Big Ten battle. If anything big happens, you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Making side adjustments here. Back to throw, it's Nelson. Fires to the wideout. Finds space on the right. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Best uniforms in the sport, and a play is made befitting of those threads.
Well, this is not the format to have a debate back and forth. Not the best uniform in sports, but definitely always a lot of flash and sizzle with USC offenses.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
He wants to take the top off. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Looking for space. It's Washington. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Working their way closer and closer. A third down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. From the gun, the ground game. Tough run gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17. The Trojans in a good spot here with second and short. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Trying to get the corner. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. And the Trojans are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Looking to throw, it's Nelson. Right on the money. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this third period. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through three. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. So first down will open up the final period. Might be calling a hot route. To the air on first down. Makes the catch. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Trojans! He didn't see anyone open. Said, no problem. I'll take care of it myself.
Yeah, I've been there before. Been there, done that. Not my first rodeo. I've been in this kind of situation. Down by the goal line, I'm getting outside, and I'm taking it in myself.
The extra point is up and good, and we are tied up in the fourth. Coming out with it, it's Hughes. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Back to throw, it's Ramsey. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Got his man on the right. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
That much time for any good QB in college football is not going to equal success for your defense. The defense has to do a better job trying to get pressure on the quarterback. He's way too comfortable.
They'll run the toss. Got a little space. Stop is made at the 44, but it's a 15-yard gain and a first down.
And I think that's what you want to see from this offense down the stretch. Like, can you physically dominate the game? You've got the lead. Now run the football, eat clock, continue to feed your D.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Finds the tight end. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to fire on second down. He'll pull it down. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
These are the plays that don't show up in the stat books, right? Like, a great job. Look at him. He does an awesome job. Instead of taking the sack, clearly wanting to throw the football, scrambles around, gets some positive yards. It doesn't go down as a huge gain, but these are the plays that get you W's.
Looking downfield, it's Ramsey. A shot toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Love the effort on defense that time. That looked like that was going to be a completion downfield, but the physicality of the defender jarred the ball loose.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going to go for it on fourth down. They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout.
A tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it on fourth down. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. Tie game here late in the fourth. They want to control the ball, and they're not going to punt it away. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Unloads to the wideout. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one, and they keep the drive alive.
They go to the ground. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, it's Ramsey. Gets it out fast. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
This receiver is such a weapon, and he has so much speed, and he can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag, letting him catch it, and use his speed to turn it upfield.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Cardinals will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
That changes the sequence, doesn't it? Like, you think 1st and goal, maybe I can pound this several times, and now you get the loss. Now you got to rethink things a little bit. Do I want to throw the football now? Do I feel comfortable even running the ball? So that was a big stop for this defense on 1st down.
The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Big play coming up right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. Pushes ahead. Touchdown, Cardinals! And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
Man, how about this offense in crunch time, doing what they do, getting 6 on the board. Now I turn to my defense right now and say, boys, we need one more stop. Go out there, get me one more.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Notre Dame is currently up big at this moment in what's shaping up to be a lopsided affair for the Golden Domers. They're up by 21 over Wisconsin. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this Big Ten battle.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Dropping back, it's Nelson. Pressure coming. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Back to pass. Looking left. He's got him wide open. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
A lot of times when you go to the stat sheet after the game, defenses are going to look at explosive plays. Like, we're taught to be top down, stay deep, don't give up those big plays, make them earn it all the way down the field. bad job giving up the big play in the passing game.
Looking to throw on first down. He'll try to do it himself. Inside the 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 39.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
Back to pass on second down. Got a man. It's Jordan. And wisely gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They got the first down. Now in plus territory and a chance to save themselves. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo load on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. Fourth quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
Caught on the outside. It's Washington. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
Quarterback may change this route. To throw, it's Nelson. Buys a little time. Fires on the move. A strike downfield. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
And they are looking to pull even with a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Wants to pass, and he's got to make a play. Lets it go to the end zone. And that is interception number 3 on the day. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. Their own end zone nipping at their heels as they start this drive from their own 2. The give to the back. And they get it in the end zone for a safety, and that should wrap this one up tight.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
They'll get set for the free kick after the safety. Running to Green.
Return is brought down at the 47. And your USC Trojans will take over 1st and 10.
Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Deep zone coverage here by the defense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Snares it outside. It's Kearney. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45. The Trojans can really attack on this second and short. Going for it all. And it's incomplete, and the final drive comes up empty, and the ball game is over. What a show both of these teams put on today. couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at, and I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.